Now, quitting tobacco is a long journey, and there are several roadblocks on this journey. One of the major hurdle is to manage or overcome the withdrawal symptoms. Now, as part of the withdrawal symptoms, cravings being the most difficult to manage or overcome. Now, during the quit journey, your body is actually trying to clear away all the nicotine. But in the beginning, through this withdrawal symptoms, you actually try to replenish it in your body. Now, there are certain techniques and methods which are used to manage each and every withdrawal symptoms. Now, cravings typically are very temporary in nature, but they are very intense during the first 2 weeks during a quit journey, especially being intense during the first week. But gradually, over the period, they do subside. One of the most popular method called as 4D technique is used to manage the cravings during the quit journey. So what is this 4D technique? Now the 4Ds actually represent: first is delay, second is to distract, third is deep breathing, and fourth is simply drink water. Now let's look at each one of them in short. The first method is called as delay. Now cravings usually last for not more than 15 to 20 minutes. Now during this period, if you can control that urge, you can easily bypass the urge to smoke or chew tobacco. Now there are several ways through which you can delay this craving or urge, but two of the simplest ways is: first is to keep any visuals related to tobacco products out of your reach and out of your sight. Maybe the tobacco products, packets, maybe ashtrays, any pictures, group photos, anything related to your smoking habit, you have to keep out of your reach. So during your urge or craving, if you feel that urge to smoke, if the products or any of the items are not within your reach, you automatically bypass that urge. Second is to have a quit line or a helpline number ready at hand. So whenever you have that intense urge, you can directly dial on those quit line numbers or helpline numbers and talk to any of the counselors. Second method is distraction. Now distraction is one of the most popular methods. The idea behind this method is simply to divert your mind or distract your mind from the cravings or that focus on the urge to smoke. There are several methods through which you can distract your mind. First is simply to just get up from your work table or your house and just go out on a walk in the fresh air, or maybe just listen to any soothing music. Just put on the television channel and watch something to divert your mind. It is most preferred if you watch any laughter show, or just talk to your close relatives and friends. In that way, you are even delaying that urge and just distracting your mind. The third technique is called as deep breathing. Now, deep breathing is one of the most powerful technique, and it is used in almost all spheres of our life. Now, be it to manage anxiety, to deal with any phobia during interviews or any sports event. So, it is one of the most beneficial and useful method. But what I would suggest or recommend is during the first 2 weeks, when the cravings or the urge to smoke is very intense, to focus your mind on deep breathing may be a little bit difficult, because the person who's going through that phase is already in a very contemplation stage. There is an internal war going on between that person. His mind wants to give up on the habit, but his withdrawal symptoms, the physical symptoms, wants to go back to that habit. So in such situation, the first two methods, that is the delay and the distraction method, can be very useful, because if you cannot focus on something, the best way is to just distract your mind. Now during the third or the fourth week, you can definitely use or implement deep breathing, where you have already just calmed down and you have much better focus, and you have that confidence also that you are able to manage those withdrawal symptoms. So in such case, after maybe 3 or 4 weeks, you can definitely use the deep breathing technique. The last method is drink water. Now it is one of the most simplest method. A person who is on this quit journey always has to have a bottle of water or a glass of water nearby, uh, hey, what you have to do is just sip little bit of water slowly. You just don't have to gulp that water, but just drink slowly. So what is the idea behind this technique? Now the idea is, first you are immediately hydrated. Once your body is hydrated, it clears away all the maladaptive or any kind of negative thoughts from your mind. And second, your hands and your mouth are already engaged in an activity, and because of that your mind is already engaged in that particular activity. So in such case you do not have or you cannot think about any other habit, or you cannot think about anything else to do. So these are the four techniques which you can implement if you are on your quit journey, and you can definitely implement it. Now, lastly, in conclusion, I would only like to say that it's a difficult journey, it's a long journey, but you do not have to give up. Like I have mentioned, there are ways and there are techniques to manage each and every symptom. All you have to do is just implement them. Now, one might ask that these are such simple techniques and are they really effective? Well, I would like to only say that a person who is going through a quit journey only knows how difficult it is to manage or overcome the withdrawal symptoms. So in such case, if we try to implement something or try to give some difficult techniques to follow, it might even become even more difficult to manage those symptoms and this whole process. So in such cases, these simple things work really well. And these methods are scientifically proven, tried and tested successfully, and are research backed. So those of you who are looking forward to give up your habit or to quit tobacco and are unable to manage the cravings part especially, they can definitely implement one of these techniques and see for themselves what results they get or experience the difference what they get by following these particular techniques.